Remember Tomodachi Life, that game where you make me's and feed them and stuff? Yeah, as you can see, I've never played it. But in this video, I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna see what I think of it. Don't worry, there'll be a review in there somewhere. I haven't forgotten the namesake of the series. I swear. So let's pop it in and see what it's all about, shall we? Partie 1. Expérience. So we start off and we immediately just get an island. Where do we get this island from? Doesn't matter. Why does it have pre-made paths when it doesn't even have a single building? Doesn't matter. First, I named my island. Is there something wrong with my obsession with Mario Golf? Maybe, but at least it's not a cult. Now your lookalike can start a new life on the island as the first official new islander. So this is where the fun is, the me maker. You can make the most ridiculous me's here, seriously. We've got Square Chin McGee, or how about Mr. Dot Eyebrows? And don't forget Dr. Comabrow. We've got enough weird eyes for any man, so pick and choose your favourite. And don't forget our grand selection of the most unusual noses on the planet, like the triangle or Voldemort look. After a while of making my switch me from memory, you can see I didn't do a very good job, I gave my lookalike a voice. I'm Sandal. My birthday is the 13th of October. My favourite colour is blue. Wow, for a small 3DS game, this is a pretty good voice. He sounds just like me! Then I did the personality thing, but I didn't really agree with the game, so we're just gonna move on. Seriously, a charmer? That is not me. Hello, I'm Sandal. What the? You look just like me. Well, that's kind of the point of a lookalike. Hey idiot, get me some food. I haven't eaten since you created me. First of all, that was 2 minutes ago. Second of all, are you self-aware? I get that question way too often. I knew an AI would become self-aware one day, but an obscure 3DS game? When going to the shop, there are only crisps, fish and chips, jelly, pizza, and tea. The only things a British man needs. Ooh, get me a pizza! I'm buying you jelly and you're liking it. That wasn't too bad, actually. Here, have 20 quid. You know I paid $2.50 for that, right? What am I gonna do with the money? You give me my food. You do have a point. I'm getting bored. Can you make someone else? I'll try, but who will I make? Oh, a dog would be cool, since the whole a dog's a man's best friend and everything.
A few inches later.
Don't ask me how I went from a dog to making Agent 47, okay? I made him bold and I saw the opportunity and I just took it. Don't judge me. He is quick, he's direct, he's serious, and he'll kill you if you're not looking, so watch out. Great. I asked for a friend, not a murderer. Friends can be murderers too. After feeding Agent 47, I decided to make a couple more me's. First, I wanted to make Jesus, but accidentally ended up making Weird Al Yankovic instead.
Soup's on.
Then I wanted to make Jim Carrey, but upon seeing this hairstyle, I knew what I had to do. This is Egbert. He's an egg. I don't even have a joke for this one. He's literally just an egg. Oh, and don't forget the last me I made. I have serious regrets. Her name is Kill Me. Get it? Because it's me instead of me. Do you get the joke? I made her as ridiculous looking as possible. Glasses that are way too big? Check. A handlebar mustache? Check. These eyebrows? Check.
Kill me. My nickname is Kill Me.
She sounds like a jet engine.
Kill me. My nickname is Kill Me.
After doing all of their chores, which was mostly just feeding them.
Some breaking news just in. The long-awaited clothing shop has opened on Mario Golf Island.
A clothes store opened. Hey, let me guess you want a stylish outfit.
How did you know?
See it as intuition. Agent 47 wants to meet Kill Me for some reason.
I want to be friends with Kill Me.
It's your choice, mate, but she's as dangerous, if not more dangerous than you are.
We're friends now, thanks to you.
Well, they're best friends now. Didn't see that one coming.
If something good happens, I don't make a song and dance about it.
proceeds to Naruto run through his room. It appears Kill Me wants to play a game. I am only slightly worried. Okay, so it's a pixel game where you need to guess the item. What could this one be? Well, it's definitely not a chess piece, since those aren't orange. But it's the choice between the pineapple and a pocket watch. This is going to require my brain to go into overdrive. I think the pocket watch.
Pineapple.
I got it wrong. Well, better luck next time.
Some breaking news, Justin. The concert hall has finally opened on Mario Golf Island. It comes in response to calls for some rare islanders can sing their hearts out.
We have music now. Milo Clark's gonna sing later. Don't worry. You can change the lyrics of the songs as well, so that's gonna be a ton of fun. Except for me, who actually has to do the singing. Do you have a choice, though? I also gave Agent 47 some fitting clothes that made him level up. When a Mii levels up, you can give them a room, an item, a song, or a catchphrase. I chose the catchphrase because I wanted Agent 47 to threaten you occasionally. And that's exactly what I did.
I will shoot you.
Parte Dux 2 Review. The main reason I did the first part was to show you how the average playthrough of the game goes, because this is basically all that the game has to offer. Sure, there are dreams, which are ridiculous as hell. Seriously, who made these and what were they smoking? Anyway, the main issue I have with the game is that there isn't really much to do. You play the game for a couple of weeks and then move on. And I'm not the only one who's having this. From what I've heard, most people's experience with the game is similar to this. Playing the game for a couple of weeks and then not touching it again for possibly years. In terms of content, I think a possible sequel could make the game much deeper by just adding more of what there already is. More mini-games, more dreams, more events. They would already make the game a lot more replayable. But more features would do wonders as well. The main thing this game does well is the absolute hilarity of everything. You can see this game was made to be as absurd possible. You can make the Miis sing, for God's sake. Though I think the game is rarely really played as intended. I say intended very lightly here, as I don't think there is an intended route for this game. But at least in my RT games and Kevin's playthroughs, we didn't make Miis based on people we actually knew. We made the most ridiculous Miis out there. Though I do say making ridiculous Miis is a lot more fun than making Miis based on real people or people you actually know. Also, I just realized with that part, I'm kind of saying that Weird Al Yankovic isn't a real person. He is, sorry. It's just what I meant was people you actually know. But since the Miitopia announcement in the recent Nintendo Direct, people have been hoping for a port or possibly a sequel of Tomodachi Life on the Switch. Do I hope this will happen? Yes, definitely. Do I think this will happen though? Maybe, I really don't know. Technically, Miitomo was a sequel to Tomodachi Life, but we don't talk about Miitomo here. A full sequel is more likely at this point than a port, since of all the other things I mentioned earlier, like the lack of replayability. As I said, more stuff to do would be great, and the perfect opportunity to add them is in a Switch port or sequel. But for it actually happening? I don't know. Nintendo could have easily seen Miitomo as a sequel to Tomodachi Life, and seen that there isn't really much interest in Miitomo since they shut that down, and said, well, no one wants Tomodachi Life games anymore. Better not make them anymore. But simultaneously, the Miitopia announcement kind of goes against that, because Miitopia is also a lot like Tomodachi Life and Miitomo. Nintendo cares enough about Mii games to make Grezzo port one to the Switch. So I really don't know at this point. It really is a 50-50 in my book. But one thing would be sure, they charge full price. Though I do think I need to talk about the elephant in the room, the similarities with Animal Crossing. Seriously, even the development of the games is similar. Tomodachi Life was originally released as Tomodachi Collection on the DS in 2009 only in Japan, but was finally released in 2014 to the 3DS globally. Does that remind you of anything? Animal Crossing was also first released on the N64 only in Japan and later released on the GameCube worldwide. But that's not all too important, that's just a thing I wanted to mention. The main point is that the game has similarities with Animal Crossing. Not huge ones, it's not like a rip-off or anything, just a focus on NPCs and the game taking place in real time and stuff like that. This isn't a critique on the game, but I'd personally love to see a combination of the two one day. Like, could you imagine, like, occasionally seeing your Animal Crossing villagers just dreaming about something? That would be really cool, personally. You're critiquing Animal Crossing. Yes, I know. You're stalling. Shut up. As my good friend here has pointed out, I haven't really reviewed the game much. And that's because there isn't really that much to do. The gameplay is very simple and there isn't really much to see here. The game is pretty much a one and done as it is. It's one of the funniest experiences for a few weeks, and then quickly devolves once you see that the game is nothing more than just a feeding simulator. As I said, the biggest fix for this would be to just have more stuff. More interactions from player to me, and more interactions from the Miis with their environment. Have Miis walk around in the plaza and interacting with one another. Give the Miis proper hobbies and show them doing them. Make the voice more lively. Seriously, Nintendo, if Google can do it, you can too. The thing is now, the only places that Miis can actually do stuff and interact with other Miis or the environment is in their rooms. Yeah, sure, they can go into a shop or go walk on the beach, but at that point you might as well make a video file with a JPEG of their faces on it. They just become mindless puppets, basically. They even repeat the same dialogue as the normal shopkeeper. Could you imagine, it's sunset and a character is just walking over the beach and you can go talk to them and do like a mini game where you like skim rocks over the water? That would be really cool. The character would feel less like a video game character and more like a real person. It's important for games like these that you really care for your islanders because you need a reason for the player to return every day to feed the Miis. Part 3. Conclusion. In conclusion, the game is fine as it is, but would be a lot better with more stuff to do, more layers of gameplay. The big question though, is it worth it? I think so, yes. The reason that this is a big question is because of the things I mentioned earlier, the lack of replayability. So even if you just play the game for a month or just a couple of weeks, I think it's definitely worth it. As long as you already have a 3DS. Don't buy a 3DS specifically for this game. Or at least wait if there's gonna be a Switch version. And now it's time for my rating. You know, the thing where I give games ratings and immediately mess it up on the first time I used it. It's probably the most fun one so far, but that's still not saying much. 7 sandals out of 9. Why did I give a Home Alone game a 7 out of 9? Forget those ratings for a moment, because they are way too high. This game gets a rating of 7 out of 9 for the first month, and 4 out of 9 when the game starts getting repetitive. It gets 2 whole ratings. The moment has arrived. Lookalike, will you please take the stage? I'm not singing. Yes, you are. Come on. I'm gonna get back at you for this. You're just going to sing a song. I will have my revenge. Sure you will, bud. Like and subscribe, it's a lot of fun, and the disadvantages are none. Feels like living in a dream, baby. Watching my videos, just you and me. And with everyone ringing that notification bell. I hope this channel lasts forever with you watching these videos.